Thank you, everyone, really, and congratulations to Coach Wheatley. I think as a softball community, we're really, should be very proud to have two more such impressive people join the great group in the Hall of Fame. I'm so honored to be here for Deb and for Ithaca, but I was really struggling about what to say and where to start because there's so much. And I thought about the day that Deb actually asked me to do this for her. And I had lunch with her and I had my son Jack with me, and she said, you know, Swanee, I want you to induct me, I want you to present me. And I got a little emotional, which I know will come as a surprise. And she said, now, Swanee, you can't get up there and cry the whole time. You gotta be a little funny, and you gotta tie it all together. I thought, how appropriate is that? I'm 36 years old, I'm a mom of 2, and my college softball coach is still coaching me up. But it really was perfect because it spoke volumes. I've known Deb for almost 20 years. Almost 20. And in that time as a player and an alumni, and even as her assistant coach in 2008, or an assistant coach, I've had a front row seat to really watch her transform the Ithaca College softball program. The numbers do speak for themselves, the wins, the NCAA appearances, the All-Americans, but players come and go, and she's had some really special players, and luckily a lot of them are here tonight. But Deb has been the constant, and she's set the standard of excellence for Ithaca College softball. To go from what was somewhat an optional fall ball season, if you can believe it or not, in the early 90s, it was optional. We wore god-awful baby blue baseball t-shirts, to Deb being able to coach softball full-time without volleyball assistant coaching duties, to now having a full-time assistant coach in the form of the really wonderful Hannah Shallett, who also is in that transformation, in my opinion, is an accomplishment in and of itself in Division III college athletics, let alone women's athletics. But actually, the Hannah comment reminded me of something. And I'm really glad that the Nfca honors the coaching staff of the year now, because every January and February, I'd give Deb a call, and I would sort of check in with her and see how the team was looking, and we'd have this conversation, and I could just see her shaking her head in her office, and I'd hang up with her, and I'd be worried, and wish that I lived a little bit closer, and I could go back and help more, and then I'd get to a game, and she'd roll out with like 6 or 7 coaches. And I was like, what was I worried for? I know somebody who would play against her know exactly what I'm talking about. Even the head coach for the women's basketball team even has come out to lend a hand, because Deb's real passion for coaching is that infectious that a head coach of another sport wants to be around that. And even here tonight, I think we can see she travels well. She has an entourage, especially her family. You are. And thank you so much for being here for Deb. Still, you don't just set out a couple of buckets of balls and become a national power in upstate New York. Not just New York, like the snow belt of New York. Alone. It's the absolute vision and the ideals that Deb has had for the program really from day one. It's the standard of excellence that she put in motion, the little things that she said or sometimes didn't say, the little things that she did or had us do. It shaped us as people, just as it shaped the program to what it is today. I can tell you many of us didn't really know what was happening at the time, but we've realized that at some point since then, and for me, I know exactly when it happened, the exact moment. Deb knows it too. I had played softball in Italy for a year, and I got back and didn't really know what I was going to do, and I took a job coaching at Morrisville State College in New York. It was a junior college at the time. I only had 10 kids on the team, including some really troubled kids, and of course the requisite prima donna pitcher. And I have sworn for years that those didn't exist, because I was a pitcher, and how could anyone say that there was such thing as a prima donna pitcher? But there are, they do particularly trying incident with said prima donna pitcher, I called Deb. And in her trademark, "Hey girl, what's up?" I said, "Deb, I gotta say, I'm sorry." It hit me then that A, I must have been a complete handful, and B, it really made me realize the depth of what Deb does for her players. Seen or unseen, heard or unheard, all those little things add up, and they stay with us forever. Which is also why I inexplicably packed a travel suit from 1997 in my bag just in case Deb told us tonight that that's what we're wearing tomorrow. It's also why I didn't pack any bread of any kind. I might have to have a chocolate family member over there. Sorry, Julie. It's why we find ourselves pulling a Deb, as we call it, with a particular hand gesture or a phrase. In my case, I tell my now 6-year-old, I don't even know how many times I've told him to make an adjustment. I've said it so much that my husband has actually noticed. But it's also why so many of her players, alumni, parents, and colleagues showed up for her when we thought she needed us the most. So again, all those little things really aren't little at all. They're stuck with us in here somewhere, and they come out when we need them. That to me is the test of a great teacher and a great leader, the impact that they have had on others. And Deb has made better players who have made better attorneys, better physical therapists, better coaches, better teachers, better real estate agents. Shameless plug. About 6 or 7 years ago, Deb started somewhat of a tradition as at an alumni team, current team dinner. And she asked the question to alums and to players, what does Ithaca softball mean to you? And we responded with things like tradition, excellence, pride, and family. But I think tonight solidifies really what we've known all along. That's Ithaca College softball means Deb Palazzi. And I know I'm not alone.